Good morning, and welcome back to yet another video on this fledgling channel. Assuming that you're watching this past 8 AM, of course. After all, the intro to this video is probably my biggest one to date. So I listed some timestamps in the description of this video, so you could skip to any section of the video that you see fit. But in order to get the full experience, I'd advise that you watch this entire thing through. I mean, that's what I would do. I know it's been almost a year since my last upload, but I've been working on a few projects in the back burner, and one of them happens to do with that one Vector Man video I made over 2 years ago. That's right, when I used the word overview in the title of that 2019 video, it was my intention to make it an entire video series. But at some point or another in 2019, my plans fell through, and that leads us to today, with my reintroduction to the overview series of videos. So moving forward, I'm going to start doing more of what I call commentary style review videos. And this current video will contain 0 spoilers for how the game ends, so if that's ever a worry, now you know. With all that being said, let's move on to the actual beef of this video. If I had a better intro for this video, you'd be hearing it right now. It goes without saying that I certainly have my fair share to say about Shakedown Hawaii. Developed and self-published by the hit Canadian indie game studio V-Blank Entertainment. But I feel the need to treat this video as if it's an old wall, waiting for the primer to be laid down before a new coat of paint is used. After all, I've had this exact video on the back burner as a mere idea since 2017. Before I really dig deep into why this game has won me over to the extent it has, however, I first feel inclined to give you a little background on how I found out about this hidden gem, and my criticisms with the game. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So first things first, let's clock back to 2015. It's 6 PM on a rainy Tuesday, November evening, a few days away from Thanksgiving 2015, in fact. I'm on my computer surfing YouTube, as any young chap will do on Thanksgiving vacation away from middle school. And I came across a Polygon article introducing this game to me for the very first time. Shakedown Hawaii. Or, that's at least how I remember it. I'm not exactly known for having a great memory. At the time, I really enjoyed Retro City Rampage and what that game had to offer, so I closely followed the development of V-Blank's new project up until its eventual release in May of 2019, almost 4 years after its initial announcement. I could still vividly remember absolutely booking it home from school on May 7th, 2019, bursting into my bedroom, carelessly tossing my backpack on the ground, and turning on my TV, going to the Nintendo Switch eShop, and getting the game day of release. And suffice to say, I was ecstatic to finally play the game that I've been waiting on since I was like 13. Perhaps too excited in hindsight, but who cares? I got the game day one, and I was ready to be blown away. The follow-up to Retro City Rampage, here I come. So, Shakedown Hawaii. What is it? Well, in the most overtly verbose terms, Shakedown Hawaii is what you get when you take the gameplay of GTA 2, splash it with Super Nintendo graphics on steroids, paint it with synth-wavy chiptune music, tack on a corporate tycoon simulator, and then mash them all into a storyline that serves as a capitalist critique. And if I piqued your interest with the last part I just mentioned, stay tuned. The game's story structure is pretty comparable to GTA 5. There's 3 protagonists to play as, and the story often hops back and forth between what each of them are doing across the island. And if story missions aren't your thing, you could always do the arcade challenges. There's a total of 28 to choose from the main menu alone, so if you're in the completionist mood, then by all means, have at it. And like with Retro City Rampage, with Shakedown Hawaii, what you see is what you get, and then some. All in all, this game is definitely worth it. I mean, hell, I even got the 3DS port because I liked this game so much. With more customization features than the game that came prior, dynamic, destructible environments, and superb dialogue, Shakedown Hawaii is by far one of the greatest games to come out of 2019. Well, hey, thanks for watching all of this through. I know it wasn't exactly the longest video I could have made by any means, but I feel like I've made every point I wanted to make about this game, and making the video any longer would be kind of pointless to me. And if you're interested in more content like this in the future, I mean, I know it's kind of cringe because literally every YouTuber says this, but consider subscribing and check out my Twitter in the description below, because I have one. Also, I've opened up a new Discord server so that you guys could talk amongst yourselves if that's what you want. The description for the link to the server is also in the description. Huh? Alright, this is my first time back with making these types of videos in a while, so that's kind of why I'm getting like super rambly when it comes to this kind of stuff, but I feel like it needs to be said so I don't have to like say it in other videos in the future, you know? So I'm finally glad that I'm able to put this video that's been in development hell for almost 2 months finally to rest. And I'm excited to work on my next video. I already have my next video in pre-production right now. So with all of that being said, this is Sundree. Stay gold. Sundree.